It was almost midnight when Laura received the message. "You forgot to lock the back door." No name, no contact. Just that single, chilling sentence. She was alone in her apartment, on the third floor of an old building. The kind of place where the walls seemed to remember every whisper. Her first reaction was a nervous laugh. Surely it was a mistake, but instinct made her glance toward the back door. Her stomach dropped. It was slightly open. A gust of cold wind slipped inside, carrying the faint hum of the sleeping city. Laura rushed over, shut the door tight, and turned the lock. Then she went room to room, checking everything. Everything looked normal, too normal. She texted her boyfriend, Daniel. No answer. He always answered. She tried to calm herself, convincing her mind that it was nothing. Then her phone buzzed again. A new message. Locking it won't help. I'm already here. Her phone fell from her hands. Her heartbeat thundered in her ears. The silence in the apartment seemed to grow heavier. The clock on the wall ticked with a sharp, deliberate sound. Tick, 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 almost as if counting down. Laura grabbed a kitchen knife and began moving slowly through the apartment. She opened the closet. Nothing. Looked under the bed. Empty. Checked the bathroom. No one. When she returned to the living room, the television was on. Static. Hissing. Through the white noise, an image began to form. It was her own reflection. From above, a camera feed. Her eyes darted upward and found a tiny red light blinking on the ceiling. Someone was watching her. In real time. She tore out the router cables, but the TV stayed on. The image changed. Now it showed the hallway outside her apartment. A dark figure was climbing the stairs, step by step. Slowly, Laura screamed for help, but the building was dead silent. No lights turned on, no doors opened, no one answered. She grabbed her phone to call the police, but all she heard was static. Then, the metallic sound of the front doorknob turning. Someone was trying to come in. She bolted into the bedroom, pushed the dresser against the door, pressing her body against it, trembling. The sound stopped. Silence. For a few seconds, she thought she'd imagined everything. Then, her phone vibrated again. "You should have let me in earlier." Tears filled her eyes. "Who are you?" she typed, hands shaking. The reply came instantly. "You know who I am. You just forgot." Her gaze drifted across the room and landed on an old photograph on the dresser. She and Daniel smiling in a snowy cabin. On the back of the photo, written in Daniel's handwriting, "Forever together, even if you try to forget." Memories came flooding back, sharp and unbearable. The argument, the storm, the crash. Daniel's car had flipped off the road. She'd left him there after the fight, furious, convinced he'd follow her home. He never did. He died before the ambulance arrived, or so she'd believed. In the months that followed, she buried it all, moved to another city, changed her number, erased every trace of him. But the past, it seemed, had found her. Footsteps echoed again in the hallway, closer, louder. Someone stopped outside the bedroom door. Laura held the knife tight, tears streaming. The doorknob turned slowly, and a calm, familiar voice spoke. "Why did you leave me there that night?" It wasn't quite human. The sound had a faint electrical hiss, like a voice through a speaker. Laura shouted, "You're dead!" The voice replied, cold and low, "So are you." The lights flickered out. A shattering sound rang through the darkness, and everything went silent. When the police arrived hours later, the apartment was locked from the inside, empty. The TV still glowed with static, showing a single frozen frame. Laura standing in the living room, staring directly into the camera, a faint smile on her face. But the strangest part came from the building's security footage. No one had entered that night. No dark figure, no visitor. Only Laura, walking into her apartment alone and never coming out again. The next morning, the building manager's phone buzzed with a new message from an unknown number. "You forgot to lock the back door."